You think respect is given freely? It's not. It's engineered in the mind of others long before you even speak your first full sentence. The truth is simple. People don't respect noise, they respect signal. And psychology has already decoded what creates that signal. Most people chase money, but they don't understand something deeper. Money follows respect, not the other way around. In fact, the way you carry yourself often decides your financial doors before your skills even get tested. Hello, everyone. Silent confidence is not about speaking less, but about needing less approval from others to feel secure in your presence. In psychology, humans constantly scan each other for status signals. And the strongest signal is not loud speech, but emotional stability combined with certainty. When a person does not rush to explain themselves, does not over-justify decisions, and does not react to every comment, the brain of others interprets it as high internal control. This creates an automatic assumption of competence and power. Silent confidence is also expressed through body language, steady eye contact, relaxed posture, slow and deliberate movements, and a calm tone that does not fluctuate under pressure. People who speak only when necessary create scarcity in communication, and scarcity increases perceived value. Over-explaining, on the other hand, signals insecurity because it suggests a need for validation. In social environments, those who are comfortable with pauses in conversation appear more grounded, as silence itself becomes a form of authority. Even in conflict, silent confidence avoids emotional escalation, which makes others feel they are dealing with someone who is difficult to shake mentally. And this perception gradually shapes how respect is assigned. In relationships, boundaries are one of the strongest psychological tools for earning respect, because they define where your identity ends and where others are not allowed to cross. In human behavior, people naturally test limits to understand how far they can go with someone. If there is no resistance, they continue expanding their control, often without even realizing it. When a person clearly and calmly sets limits on their time, energy, and emotional availability, it creates a perception of structure and self-worth. Psychology shows that individuals who can say no without guilt are seen as more stable and higher in status because they are not driven by fear of rejection. A boundary is not aggression, it is clarity. It tells others how to treat you without emotional drama or long explanations. When boundaries are consistent, people begin to adjust their behavior automatically because the brain prefers predictable responses over chaos. On the other hand, weak boundaries signal dependency, which reduces perceived value in social and professional environments. Even simple actions like not replying instantly to every message, refusing disrespectful behavior calmly, or choosing when to engage in conversations reshape how others evaluate your presence and authority in any relationship. Emotional control is the ability to manage your reactions instead of being controlled by them. And in psychology, this is directly linked to perceived power and respect. When a person reacts instantly with anger, frustration, or overexcitement, it signals that their emotions are leading their decisions. This creates an impression of instability, even if their intentions are good. On the other hand, individuals who pause before responding create a sense of mental strength because they appear in control of their internal state. This pause, even if only for a few seconds, changes how others interpret the situation. It suggests that nothing can easily disturb their judgment. Emotional control does not mean suppressing feelings. It means processing them before expressing them. In social dynamics, calm responses during pressure situations are often remembered more than words themselves because they indicate maturity and self-regulation. People naturally trust those who do not escalate conflict unnecessarily. Even in disagreements, maintaining a steady tone and composed expression shifts the balance of power because the other person realizes they cannot easily provoke a reaction. Over time, this consistent behavior builds a reputation of being mentally grounded and difficult to manipulate in any environment. Values over validation shift, where a person stops shaping their actions based on external actions, based on external approval, and instead operates from internal standards of worth. In psychology, people who constantly seek validation tend to lose influence because their behavior becomes predictable and approval dependent. Others quickly sense this dependency and subconsciously assign lower social value to them. In contrast, when a person prioritizes value, they focus on what they bring to the table rather than how they are perceived. This creates a strong sense of independence that naturally attracts respect. Value-driven individuals do not change opinions just to fit in, and they do not adjust their personality to gain acceptance in every environment. Instead, they rely on principles, skills, and consistent behavior that reflect self-respect. This stability makes them less emotionally reactive to praise or criticism, which signals confidence at a deeper level. People are drawn to those who are not easily influenced because it suggests strengths of character. In social and professional settings, this mindset also improves decision-making as choices are made based on long-term outcomes rather than temporary approval. Over time, this creates a reputation of reliability and authority that strengthens influence in any group or relationships. Scarcity of attention is a powerful psychological principle that influences how people assign value and respect. When someone is always available, always responding instantly, and always present without limits, their presence starts to feel common. In human psychology, what is common is often taken for granted, while what is rare becomes desirable and respected. People naturally place higher value on individuals whose time feels limited and intentional. This is not about ignoring others, but about being selective with attention. When you control access to your time and energy, you indirectly signal that your focus is valuable and not easily given away. This creates anticipation in social interactions because others cannot predict immediate availability. That unpredictability increases perceived importance. High-status individuals often operate this way not by being distant, but by being purposeful with engagement. They respond when necessary, not out of habit or pressure. This builds an image of priority rather than accessibility. Overexposure reduces impact, while controlled presence increases influence. Even in communication, taking time to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting instantly shifts perception. People begin to adjust their expectations around you, and over time, this controlled scarcity transforms casual attention into genuine respect and stronger psychological positioning in any environment.